And just like that, we're back again with another update on XRP. Appreciate all the love, guys. Let's take a look at what's happening with XRP as we are coming to an end on Friday. Again, I stayed up very late last night, giving updates to all the Crypto ZX army. And I know you guys appreciate that a lot. Make sure you guys are, subscribed down below and make sure your bell icon is on so you're notified every time we make an upload. But let's take a look at everything XRP right now and see what is happening. But I wanted to start off with this here. So there's now almost 100% chance that an October interest rate cut happens. And if you've been following my channel and you've been focusing on what I've been talking about over the last over the last week and a half, I've been talking about how, we're looking at the broader market going down, and I'm sure you guys are probably scratching your heads right now saying, hey, Crypto ZX, the rate cut is programmed pretty much almost like the probability is at 100% for it to happen, but the market is going down. Is that not a good thing for altcoins and the crypto market as a whole once the rate cut happens? And if you're asking yourself that question, give yourself a pat on the back because that's exactly what you want to be asking yourself. Because right now, we're seeing the market in this downwards trajectory. And if you've been following the channel over the last few days, I've been talking about how this upcoming rate cut is not priced in, but a lot of other factors we need to consider as well. Government shutdown being one of them, and of course, the tariff conversation and the meeting between President Trump and the president of China that is going to be taking place in about a 2 weeks time frame. But let's take a look at what's happening with XRP right now. $2.33, down about 1% on the USD side of things. We're up about 0.5% on the Bitcoin comparative valuation, sitting at almost $140 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $6.7 billion. As always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. I want you guys to focus on this specifically very, very closely. So Charles Schwab, CEO, mentions something on crypto. So he says it's a topic that's of high engagement. Schwab clients own 20% of all crypto exchange traded products. The visits to the Schwab crypto site has been increased up to 90% in the last year. Schwab operates one of the largest brokerages in the US. Hope you're paying attention. And I totally agree with Nate Garcia. You guys need to be paying close attention to it. There's so much FUD right now within the crypto space. There's so much fear, so much uncertainty, barely retail focusing right now. And if you think retail is buying up the dip, guys, I hope you realize before the dip even, there was no retail interest. And even right now, if you're looking at some of these coins, they're not rebounding the way you would expect. Of course, that needs to be factored in with Bitcoin itself, but retail interest is nowhere to be seen as of yet. But with that being said, if you're looking at the M2 money supply, if you're looking at gold, if you're even looking at the likes of the stock market, they've been thriving, and even Bitcoin, was thriving. But of course, we saw that major manipulation happening. But I want you guys to pay attention. Yes, we tend to focus more on the shorter term time scale. When is the price going to go up, this and that, yada, yada, yada. These big clients, guys, they're not here for the next day or so. They're here for the long term. They're accumulating for the long term. And even ask yourself, if you are a true XRP holder, you've been accumulating, between this long-awaited consolidation, very boring price action. If you call this boring, imagine the people that held around here. And I'm sure a lot of you guys wish you could go back around this time and buy XRP, but that's not the case, right? But imagine what they had to go through. It requires patience. If you're in it for the long haul, it requires patience. You need to do your due diligence research, invest what you can afford to lose, and then, obviously have patience because it's not going to happen overnight. I know with the way people tend to think now, you're looking at the people's P&Ls on X, people sharing, hundreds and thousands of percent gains, but that's on meme coins, and most of the times you don't even understand that these guys don't show their big losses as well. So that's something I want you guys to keep in mind. You never want to compare utility projects with memes and meme coin traders. That's just completely the wrong way to go into the space. And I think your meme coins have really diminished a lot of capital to flow into some of these utility projects because retail chased memes, and then a lot of these memes, again, it's a pump and dump, most of them, and you guys need to know that literally 99.9% of them end up going to zero. There's no utility behind them. It's just supply and demand. But again, only a few percentage of people actually end up doing well on memes. But I think retail has gotten, wrecked with meme coins, and they don't even have any capital left. That's my overall thinking. That's just my overall thinking. And then, they just don't want to look at crypto anymore. Again, even though memes, I love memes. You guys know on the Crypto ZX channel, I've said this from the beginning. I love meme coins, but you need to understand what meme coins do, though. You need to understand how you're supposed to have meme coins. You can't just put your 100% portfolio into only memes. Again, that's a thing that a lot of people are making a mistake on based off of what I've been seeing on X. A lot of people talking about how their meme portfolio is down, but they have no Bitcoin, they have no Ethereum, they have no other utility projects, and it's just like memes only, and that is the biggest mistake you can make. Again, what I would suggest is, let's say you have a nice built portfolio of like strong, solid projects, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, so on and so forth for the long term. And let's say you have like 10% and you want to, put that into meme coins, and you're willing to take that risk. You understand the risk factor associated to the memes. Then of course, you could do that. But again, if you're going 50-40 or 50-50, like that is insane. And like I said, I think I went on a little bit of a longer rant than I needed to, but that's pretty much, kind of sums it up as to why I think retail does not have that much capital to flow into it because of meme coins. In my opinion, let me know in the comments if you guys agree. But remember, meeting with President XI in 2 weeks. Current U.S. tariffs on China are not sustainable, and this is coming from Donald Trump. So take a look at this. Look what Vincent says. Apologies, guys. It's great Ripple is buying XRP, but you may ask yourself, why would they, when they have over 30 billion in escrow, they can easily access 500 million XRP each month? Well, that is the exciting part. Ripple is building confidence in XRP, and they're using the SPAC to put upward demand pressure on open market. They will extract the XRP, either injecting it into operations, escrowing it, or simply holding it in the SPAC as treasury. This is massive, and I think if this announcement came out like when the market was kind of still on the stable side of things, I think we would have seen a nice reaction. You need to understand this is not a bad thing. They may even use it to build up mega LPs on the XRPL. Either way, super bullish signal. And on top of that, take a look at this G Treasury integration, and you can see some big names: BNY Mellon, G Treasury Liquidity Direct, and you can see that for yourself taking place here. And this acquisition, I think, is bigger than a lot of people are realizing. Yeah, let me know in the comments what your personal thoughts are. But take a look at this across Europe. Projects like Xiamen, Europe, and Societe Generale stablecoin are bringing regulated value on chain, with the XRP ledger serving as a foundation for secure, compliant finance. Eduardo Morrison, co-founder of Xiamen, shares how the euro is coming on chain through Europe in MiCA compliant euro-backed stablecoin on the XRP ledger. But now let's take a look at what's happening with the price. If you're looking at the dominance, dominance is pulling down compared to where we were yesterday. We're making our way below the 59.71%, which is a nice thing to see. Bitcoin has seen a little bit of a bounce. We came very, very close to filling the wick, as we obviously discussed last night. But you can see we have seen a little bit of a bounce since then. We have the $107,000, which was a level that we were expecting to be the next support, which we did get supported yesterday. But that exact same level is coming as a resistance, as you can see for yourself. As Bitcoin is breaking out, that resistance is coming in our way. But again, not out of the woods yet, by no means, for the price of Bitcoin. If you're looking at XRP, just below the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level as recording this update, we actually closed below the 38.2 Fib zone today. If you're looking at the price of XRP, you want to really see the price go back into the likes of this 38.2 Fib zone. But as of now, like I said, pay very close attention to Bitcoin, because we could see a little bit more downside if Bitcoin does not hold around these levels. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.